Hey there guys, what is going on? Today is a very exciting day. Of course, we received an absolutely massive news update in terms of Vanguard, which if you missed it somehow, we are going to be transitioning this channel into Vanguard content when that does drop on November 5th, so don't miss out on any of that by hitting that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do massively appreciate it and it really does help me out. And while you are there as well, make sure you hit that like button as well, because that really does help these videos cut through the YouTube algorithm, get more eyes on the videos, which is very exciting. So we have actually received a first little look at something like a roadmap for Vanguard, early content, which is very cool. As you can see, we are getting the campaign, we're getting multiplayer with 20 maps and plus new modes, as well as zombies again, the next chapter of the Dark Aether storyline. On November 5th, that is the launch of the game. And then we are getting free pre-season content. We are getting a remastered classic map in Shipment coming in November. I think it's the 17th of November. I think we'll probably read about it more in a second. We're also getting the event for the last days of Verdansk, which is going to be some weird limited time events going to celebrate the sort of end of Verdansk. Then as we can see in the Season 1 update, we're getting new maps, new modes, new weapons, and new gear, of course, for our lovely multiplayer operators, as well as new zombies updates, which I imagine is probably going to be the first map, I think, or the second map. Maybe there might just be like an outbreak style event thing, not 100% sure. And then we are also getting the Pacific update for Warzone, which sees the brand new map Caldera, as well as the Rebirth Island map coming back as well, Vanguard Royale, and there's a lot of different stuff happening in the game at the moment, and that is on December 2nd, which is the update for those things, which is very cool. So as you can probably tell, there is an absolutely massive list of things that we can go through here. All these things down the side are different sections of this. I've been reading this at work all day, man. This is very exciting. Starting us off here. Now, the preload for consoles is actually already active as of October the 28th. And if you're a PC gamer like me, November the 2nd is when you can preload the game. Of course, the launch is November 5th, so just keep that in mind. That's a pre-order. Once you've pre-ordered the game, you should be able to preload it, which is also very cool. Then we do have November 5th, which is, of course, the launch. You can probably expect that. And they are getting the Ricochet anti-cheat begins its implementation with server-side initiatives, which is quite cool as well. Then we do have from November 5th to December 2nd, the pre-season in Vanguard, which gives access to free Vanguard tiers on the Cold War Battle Pass. And then in November 17th, prepare to ship off to a fan favorite map, which is, as I said, Shipment. Then November 18th, Operation Flashback does begin, which is the limited time Verdansk event that I was talking about previously. We're celebrating the 18 months of Verdansk. Then we do have Uncover the Secrets of the Pacific, which is a little bit of an event talking about some of the details of Caldera, which is very sweet as well. Then we do have November 30th and December 1st, which are the last days of Verdansk, which is very exciting. Probably a little bit of a cinematic kind of thing going in there as well. Then we do have December 2nd, which is Season 1 Vanguard players get new maps, of course. So we're going to, I think, seeing 2 or 3 new multiplayer maps, a bunch of different weapons and stuff like that as well. I think we're getting 2 new weapons, and the anti-cheat goes into Warzone. Of course, as you could probably expect with most Call of Duty games, we are getting a very cool campaign edition as well, which is going to be fighting on all 4 of those fronts with the different operators of Task Force 1. Very cool looking stuff there as well. Different difficulties, pretty standard. Then we do have Zombie as well, which is De Angfang, I think is that's not how you say that, but that's how we're going to go with it. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I am. Which is, again, extending the Dark Aether storyline into World War II, which is very cool. Going back a little bit in the past is going to be very exciting. This particular map actually does play a little bit like some of the other maps that we have seen with like the Dark Aether portals and stuff. And we're getting new locations in Merville, along with the classic swamps of Shino Numa and more, which is very cool as well. Apparently there are different objectives and no round is actually going to be the same in the zombies mode, which involving strategies and randomized upgrades is very sweet with the altar of the covenants. I don't know what's going on there, but we're going to wait and see, I guess. Again, multiplayer, as I said, we are fighting across 20 different maps. We can play our way with our combat pacing that we have learned about previously. We've got the consistent game modes in free-for-all, team deathmatch, kill confirm, domination, search, and of course hardpoint and patrol, which is one of the fancy new ones that they're adding. And of course, those core game modes can be played across every single map in the game, which is actually very exciting. And as you can see, this is probably one of the coolest things that I've seen so far, which is basically just screenshots of all the different maps. This is absolutely perfect for my thumbnails, man. I love it. Thank you, that's perfect. Again, as you can see, Castle is a remake from a World at War map. We've got Das Haus, which is cool, a little bit of a remake of the White House in a German facility, which is sweet. We do have Decoy, which I do actually dig the vibe of this so hard. Like the fake town gives Nuketown vibes, which is very sweet as well. More maps, Demansk, and then we do have Desert Siege. We've also got Dome, which is again another returning map from World at War. Then we do have Eaglesworth, which we've seen. Then we do have Gavutu, Hotel Royale. Then we do have Numa, which is just Numa Numa A, man, old memes. Then we have Oasis as well. We've got Red Star, and then we do have the sub pens. This looks pretty cool here. A lot of verticality in this, should be interesting. Oh, and then we also have the Tuscan. That's actually really cool. That looks like some rooftop style stuff, maybe similar to something that we saw in Amsterdam in Cold War. And then we have the Battle of Berlin. Very, very cool stuff. Again, the combat pacing, if you're not aware, basically there is 3 different opportunities for you to play this game. We've got tactical pacing, which is traditional 6v6 Call of Duty. This is just standard stuff, 6v6, nothing real special about this. Then we do have Assault, which is basically anywhere between 7v7 to 18v18, depending on the size of the map, which is such a cool addition to the game. Very, very happy about the combat pacing changes this year. And then we do have Blitz level, which is high action lobbies where the intensity is cranked up to frenetic levels. This apparently makes every map shipment, which is absolutely ridiculous. This can go from 8v8 to 24v24, depending on the map size, which is just absolutely absurd. I'm so excited for the Blitz and Assault modes. That's going to be so, so cool. Apparently, we have over 3 dozen weapons to use in the revamped Gunsmith at launch, which is very, very exciting stuff here, of course. Over 3 dozen weapons are available in Vanguard at launch, and most can be completely overhauled in a revamped Gunsmith and outfitted with up to 10 attachments, which I still think is a little bit of a balancing mistake, but you know, what are you going to do here? We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. And we can, of course, customize over 200 unique weapon attachments to fill in those slots, from barrels to ammo conversions to over 40 weapon perks, also known as proficiencies and kits. No 2 weapons share the same selection of attachment options, which we did see a lot in the Modern Warfare Gunsmith, not so much in the Cold War Gunsmith, which is a little bit lame in terms of that attachment variety, but the possibilities are really, really cool with this kind of thing. I mean, I just love it. Assault Rifle Alpha, which I'm not 100% sure what it is, has 83 attachments alone, which is ridiculous, man. That is absurd. As you can see, this does break down the following categories that are going to be available, which is 7 different assault rifles, which this is the Volkstrummengewehr. I think, like, look, bruh. We also have the PPSH, man. I'm so excited for that to come back as well. That is such a good addition to the game. I knew they were going to do it, but it is very, very exciting at the same time. Then we do have 4 shotguns, which is the Einhorn revolving shotgun, which we did see in the beta. Then we do have 4 light machine guns. This is the Type 11 as well. Then we have 3 marksman rifles, which is a little lackluster. We're probably going to end up receiving a marksman rifle at the start of Season 1, so keep an eye out for that. This is the G43. And then we do have 3 snipers as well, so probably a marksman rifle and a sniper maybe just to add to that roster. This is the Type 99 here. We also can see that we are getting 5 handguns, which is sweet as well. 4 different launchers, none of which are apparently lock-on. And then we do have the knife, and the combat shield is definitely confirmed as returning, which is very, very exciting as well. Then, as you can probably expect, there are other loadout items as well, which is 6 perk choices for each of the 3 available slots, 18 perks at launch. It is actually very, very interesting that they pointed this out, that it's at launch, so they're probably going to add more perks throughout the year. Another interesting thing that I did see on Twitter today is they did confirm actually that Ninja is going to be a perk. Of course, Dead Silent Footsteps, man, very, very exciting times. And there are apparently over 40 weapon perks via proficiencies and kits, which we did mention previously, as well as 6 lethal and tactical equipment pieces, as well as over a dozen kill streaks to use. So again, I'm expecting more stuff to turn up in this sort of perk style as well, and maybe a couple more kill streaks throughout the game's lifespan. That would actually not be surprising at all. Another interesting thing with the challenges and the progression in this game is that you're actually going to be able to unlock different stuff for different operators. So say you like to use this fella here, I'm not 100% sure what his name is, I can't remember off the top of my head. As you use him more, you'll unlock different skins and different outfits and different attachments and stuff like that. And you'll eventually get the cool silver looking mask thing. This is the kind of progression they're going for here. You go from like the plain old guy to gold to like silvery helmets and stuff. So that is very, very cool. Lots of progression there. And of course, there are multiple different progression systems in this game, with regular rank XP, of which there are 55 levels to unlock all of the items, and the seasonal progression system does actually return with the seasonal prestige. Then there is weapon progression as well, which some attachments are just like level 83, which is ridiculous. Again, new operator XP as well. Lots of grinding to do in this game, which should please some of you out there. Again, talking about Ricochet as well, the anti-cheat is going to be starting off with Vanguard's launch, which is very, very exciting as well. I'm not 100% sure exactly what this is going to entail, or if I'm going to have to download something, or something's just going to happen on my... Like, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with this. I don't have too much to say other than this is a good thing. An incredible prelude to Season 1 of Vanguard and Warzone. As you can see, Shipment's Return highlights Vanguard's pre-season content. As you can see, this actually looks really, really cool. It appears that there's that little alleyway in the middle, as you can probably expect with Shipment. If you've played Shipment, you know what's happening here, but I mean, this is a very, very cool addition to the game. I love Shipment, so I'm very, very excited to see this come back as soon as possible. It does say that this is currently scheduled for a November 17th arrival, and it would not actually surprise me if they did push this back slightly, so that is just what's happening with the gaming community at the moment. Games get pushed back, updates get pushed back, it is what it is here. As you can see, the new title card for Warzone Pacific is really, really cool. I actually like the design of this. This is super clean. And as you can see, like, look at this map, boys. Look how clean this is. This is going to be so super exciting, man. Of course, the Ricochet anti-cheat, new Pacific era of Warzone begins. But I mean, like, look at this. There's like apparently 200 different points of interest, which is so, look at this. This is so clean. This is big PUBG vibes. That when they brought out the second map, I think it was, this is big vibes of that, man. Like, look at this. There's going to be planes as well from what I saw. Gonna be dogfights, like as you can see, dogfighting, new Vanguard content shine in dedicated playlists available to all players. Take to the skies or maneuver AA guns to break up aerial battles in Vanguard Royale, featuring a streamlined loadout and weapon pool. And again, just really, really cool stuff happening with Vanguard and of course Pacific Warzone at the moment, which is just mwah. As you can see, if you are owning Vanguard, you get 24 hours of exclusive Caldera access, which is very, very sweet as well. Caldera is just the beginning of Warzone and Vanguard's integration, and there's no better place to experience this than the dedicated Vanguard modes for Warzone Pacific. Look at the plane, man. That is very, very sweet as well. And I was actually wondering, man, I don't think planes are a very, very good idea. I mean, they're just going to be super overpowered. Everybody's going to be flying around. That's going to be bad. But apparently they're adding stationary AA turrets and there's an anti-air truck as well to make it a little bit easier to take out planes rather than just having to worry about just like having planes dominate the game. Something interesting that is in here as well, this is the biggest arsenal in Call of Duty that we've ever seen. At the start of Season 1, you can use 150 plus weapons in Caldera within the standard Battle Royale and Plunder modes as well. Which I think is interesting. Like, I think it's going to be very, very strange how they're going to manage to balance, like, World War II weapons with Modern Warfare weapons, with Cold War weapons. It's going to be an absolute mess. Hopefully, they actually manage to do it right this time, rather than the integration mess that was Cold War. But Warzone is big enough for 2 islands, after all. For those with the Warzone experience, its integration with Modern Warfare and Cold War, all of those 100 plus weapons that you did level up and perfect can still be used across the many Pacific Warzone playlists, and there are 2 that we can reveal right now. The first of the playlists do include Rebirth Island, from Resurgence to Mini Royales and many other surprises that you can expect. Rebirth Island is coming back as well. And then is your standard Battle Royale and Plunder experiences, but taking place on Caldera. As well, the usual playlists are also home to the original vehicles that you've driven before, as I mentioned previously. I'm not 100% sure exactly where I saw it, but I'm pretty confident that Verdansk is still going to be around. I'm not 100% sure of that though. But that is pretty much it here, guys. This is a very, very cool little list here. I love that they've given us the actual idea of what we're going to be expecting on launch of Vanguard, and then moving into Warzone Pacific, which is just so cool. I love the new map. I love the way it looks. But again, 20 maps on launch, of course, for Vanguard is going to be very, very exciting. And only 2 of them are remakes, which is actually very, very cool as well. I do appreciate the new maps that they do make, because some of the maps they made in Cold War were some of the best maps I've ever played, which is really, really sweet. So again, hopefully you guys are very, very excited at Vanguard as well, because I am absolutely looking forward to it so much. And hopefully you guys stay with me and stick around and check out all the new content that we are going to be making videos on. We got lots of stuff to worry about here, man. Vanguard is going to be a very, very good time. So again, thank you very much for watching this one. I do massively appreciate it, of course. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on, and hopefully I will see you on Vanguard on November 5th. Bye!